I think I owe some of my viewers an apology because today I released my Child's Play review and I literally think I scared some people. Um, I was just trying to have a good time and play with some effects and stuff, but I literally think I frightened some of my viewers, and I don't want my channel to be that. I want my channel to be a place where people can hear my thoughts on movies, what I liked, what I didn't like. I want people to come here and I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel safe because I want to lure them into a false sense of security. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I am your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about Luc Besson's new action spy thriller, Anna. Now, I'll do my best to dance around spoilers, because this movie's whole plot is based around secrets and lies and deceit and misdirection and twists, so I don't want to ruin that stuff for anybody that wants to see it. And also bear with me when I talk about dates, because this movie jumps all over the place when it comes to what year it's in and what month it's in and things like that. So just bear with me. I'll do my best to keep all that straight. The movie starts in 1985, and we see that a bunch of American spies have had their cover blown in Russia, and they are taken out. And they are sent as a message, so to speak, to the CIA, which is the main investigator for the CIA for the movie is played by Cillian Murphy. So then we jump ahead 5 years, and we see someone scouting for models in Russia, and this guy finds this pretty blonde girl named Anna, and she becomes a model, and all of a sudden this leads to her killing somebody, and then the movie jumps back and we start to learn that she was a spy for the Russian government. And that's kind of how the whole movie goes, where they'll set something up, you'll see a part of this character's life, but then And this is, it's kind of the biggest problem for me with this movie, because they did it a little too much, where they'll give you a scenario and then they'll be like 3 months earlier or 5 years earlier or 3 years earlier or whatever. There was a bunch of these times, and while this is an effective storytelling method, overusing it is not a good thing, because when they come to the big twists near the end of the movie, you're like, well, I know there's going to be a twist because they're going to say 3 months earlier or something. And it does. So they use it a little too much. They use it at least 5, 6 times, where they'll jump back in time and say, here's what really happened. Here's the stuff you didn't see. Which, the stuff that they show is cool, and I enjoyed the story as a whole, and I enjoyed the twists and everything. But some you'll see coming. Some you might not, or at least you won't have all the details. But you know they're coming, and that's the problem. I think if the movie would have stuck to just a few of these, like 2 or 3 even, I think that might have worked a little better. Overall, though, as a spy thriller, I had a decent time with this movie. I enjoyed the story as a whole. I think the strong point of this movie, I'm not going to knock the main actress, and I'll probably mispronounce her name, Sasha Luss, or Luce. It's Luss. I'm not saying she's bad. She does a decent job with the character. I enjoyed the character. I enjoyed the performance. I thought when she needed to be cold and calculating, she could be cold and calculating. When she needed to be playful, when she was pretending to be a model, she did a good job. I'm not going to say she didn't. That being said, I think if she wasn't surrounded by good talent, it would have hurt this movie. First of all, you have Luke Evans playing, he's basically a Russian spy recruiter, and he's really good. Cillian Murphy as the CIA operative, is really good. And then I've talked before how much I love Helen Mirren. She plays like the boss of the Russian spies, and she's really good in this too. And I enjoyed those performances, and their performances made the main actress's performance even stronger, because again, if she wasn't surrounded by better talent, I think if this would have been like a straight to video release and there was just a bunch of not well known or unknown actors surrounding her, the movie probably would have been a little weaker. But that being said, what we were given with these actors surrounding her, that really helped the movie. Again, as a whole, I like the twists, I like the turns when the action happens. The trailer, you've seen just one scene of action that's in this movie, and there's a few other good fights, both involving weapons and not. And I enjoyed just about every one of them. I did feel the movie was a little too long. It's about 2 hours. There was probably a little bit of stuff they could have cut out. That being said, again, I was pretty entertained by this one. I'm not going to call it a great and original movie, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I will say that I just had a good time. I like spy thrillers, and I like action movies, especially when it comes to big shoot-'em-ups. And this movie just gives you a lot of that stuff, and it gives you a decently compelling, maybe a little predictable for the most part story, but it's still a fun spy thriller. So here's the thing, though. This movie, again, is by Luc Besson. So, of course, the first initial thought when I even saw the trailer was, oh, are they remaking La Femme Nikita? Now, I don't really remember that movie. I haven't seen it in years. I didn't watch the TV show, and I have not seen the movie for years. So I don't remember the exact plot of that movie. So if you have seen that movie and you've seen Anna, and I know I probably go back and forth saying Anna. I'm tired, forgive me. I'm curious how closely Anna is to La Femme Nikita. Being that they're both by Luc Besson. But really, for me, the movie this reminded me of the most, and I wouldn't say exactly, but there was just bits and pieces and little things here and there that this movie reminded me a lot of Atomic Blonde. Not a bad thing. I know people give Atomic Blonde a bad rap. I love that movie. And after I watched this movie, it's like, man, I want to go home and watch Atomic Blonde, because it was just that kind of attitude. Now, this movie didn't have the style that Atomic Blonde had. That being said, I still loved the way everything looked and felt, and I loved the gunplay and the costumes and everything else, because you're seeing both the world of like 90s fashion, and even sometimes a few years before that. So like late 80s, early 90s fashion, like them getting their pictures taken and all that stuff by photographers, and you get the feel of that era, the old phones and cars and just everything about it does feel like that time period. And given that we've had some movies recently that don't feel like the time period, especially the 90s, I'm looking at you, Dark Phoenix. It was nice to see that this actually felt like it was in the era, like it was in the time period that it was. So again, is this movie like great? Is it the best spy thriller I've ever seen? No. I mean, I definitely again would put movie, like if you're wanting spy movies, I'd put a movie like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy maybe ahead of this. I would put Atomic Blonde ahead of this, especially Atomic Blonde told a somewhat similar story. I mean, I'm not saying it's exact or anything, but there was bits and pieces I'm like, oh, that felt like Atomic Blonde. That felt like Atomic Blonde. And again, not a bad thing, because I enjoy the heck out of that movie, and I enjoyed this movie too. Is it a must-see in theaters? Probably not. But is it a strong rental, or if it shows up on like Netflix or whatever, should you watch it? And if you like spy thrillers, yeah, it's fun. Again, the supporting cast, I think, makes the main actress stronger. She was only in like one other movie, and then some video shorts. She was in Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, and of course that's another Luc Besson film. So she's she's still fairly new to the game, and honestly, if she's that new and she did this well, I would like to see her in more stuff. I mean, granted, I'm sure we'll see her in the next Luc Besson movie, but I thought she did a good job. That being said, again, the supporting cast helped. But yeah, if you like spy thrillers, again, don't rush the theater to see it. But if you do, and you just want to enjoy a good action spy thriller, you'll probably have a good time with this. I know I did. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have anything to say about Anna or any other spy thriller that you love, and especially I want to hear comparisons of La Femme Nikita with this movie, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Until next time, I am your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. See you later.